MTT4. This is all about the Cueva Rest. And I believe we've looked at the Cueva Rest before, but we're going to have a look in a bit more detail. The only new rest for grade 2 is the Cueva Rest, okay? And it looks like a little 7. Where the beat in a bar is a crotchet, this rest is only written if there is no other Cueva Rest within the same crotchet beat. It's a bit confusing. What does that mean? Well, we've got some correct ways to write things here, and we've got a wrong way to write things. So what it's saying is you need to pair up your Cueva rests with another Cueva within a crotchet beat. So we've got a crotchet here with a dotted crotchet. So we've got one beat and we've got half here, and we need the Cueva rest to make up, to kind of pair up with this half beat here. So that ends up being 1 plus half, and half is 2. Okay, we've got we start here with a Cueva rest, and that's going to be paired up with this one here, this Cueva note, and we've got another Cueva note, and that's paired up with this one. Okay, if a dotted crotchet's worth of silence is needed, always complete one crotchet beat with a rest before beginning the next. So you want to be trying to complete crotchet beats. Remember, pairing these up with other Cuevas to complete crotchets. So we've got a bar of 3 beats, 3 crotchet beats. We've got a dotted crotchet here, that's 1.5. So we've got another 1.5 beats to make up to 3. So you want to kind of finish off this half beat. So this is paired up with that dot here. So we've finished that off. So that's 2 beats, and now we've got 1 crotchet beat left over. And that's, as opposed to this would be the wrong way to do it, which would, you'd have a 1.5, and then this crotchet rest, and then a Cueva. It adds up to the same amount, but you want to group them so that the Cueva goes straight after this other half beat. Okay, it's just a simpler way of reading. It's much easier for people to read. Okay, this applies to all time signatures with a crotchet beat. Okay, so question 1, fill in the coloured boxes with correctly grouped rests to complete the bars. So we've got an example here of 4/4, a dotted crotchet, that's 1.5. We want to finish off this half beat with another half rest, so that goes there to pair off with that. So we've got 2 beats here now, and then we just need another 2 beats to fill up our 4. So that's a minim rest. Okay, and if you can't remember all your rests, you're going to have to go back and look at MTT1. The MTTs that we did in the spring and the autumn term to revise those. And then 2/4, I think that's fairly self-explanatory. You know what needs to go in there. That's 1.5, so what needs to go in to make up the 2. Here, this is more tricky. So 2/4 here, we need 2 beats in the bar. We've got half so far. So we could add we know we need another 1.5 to go in here, but we're not going to add a crotchet rest and then a half beat Cueva rest like up here. We're not going to do that. That's wrong. We want to make sure we pair off this Cueva rest first, this Cueva first. So we're going to pair it off with a Cueva rest. So that makes up 1, and then we need another 1 like that. Okay, so I'll let you carry on and finish this off. And turning over to question 2, we've got another possible question where we can be creative here. So I'm not actually going to do all this for you. It says write 4 bar rhythms using the note and rest values you know. Include at least 3 rests in every rhythm. So you're doing the same as you did a couple of weeks ago, filling in, making your own rhythms, but this time make sure you include at least 3 rests in each line. So I'll do one for you. So this one, I've got 2/4, so I'm going to start with, I don't know, I'm going to just start with 4 quavers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that makes up 2 beats. And I'm going to add a rest now, so I'm going to add a crotchet rest, and then a crotchet. There we go. And then let's do something a bit more interesting, a quaver rest, and I need to pair that up really with a quaver to make 1 beat, and then I'm going to have a couple of semiquavers, and then another quaver rest. So that's half plus a half, that's quarter is another half, and that's a half. Okay, and then minim rest, a minim. Right, there you go. So I've got my 3 rests and I've got my rhythms there. Okay, I'll let you finish that. And finally, question 3. The following music contains mistakes in the grouping of notes and rests. Write it out correctly. So we'll look at the example first. You can see what they've done. We want to try and keep everything to separate crotchet beats here. So got a crotchet and a minim rest. They've changed that to separate out those crotchet beats, and then this needs to be beamed right across. There's no need for that gap there, so they've beamed all of those together to make 3 beats. And then same thing here as the first bar, and then there's no need to have individual crotchet rests for this. You can have a whole bar's rest. Okay, so let's apply the stuff that we know about grouping notes to this. So let's start off with having our treble clef, common time. We know that's 4/4. So we can start with our crotchet note there, and then why have we got 2 separate quavers here? There's no need for that. We can put that together as a crotchet rest, and then these 2 can go together as a minim. Okay, our bar, and then no need for these 2 to be separate. We can have the whole bar's rest there. So that hangs from the top. And then we've got our crotchet. And this adds up to the right amount, but it's grouped wrongly. We want the crotchet to kind of pair up in the same way as we paired up our quavers together. Pair up your crotchets together so that kind of cuts the bar in half. Let me show you. So if we put the crotchet rest first, these go together, then we've got half the bar here, and we can do our 2 beats rest here. Adds up to the same thing, you might think, but it's much easier to read this because we've got a crotchet, then I've got a crotchet rest, and then we've got another 2 beats, and then we've got a whole bar's rest. So we want to. That's how we group things. We want to kind of finish off this pairing here. And then, don't forget, you want your double bar line at the end. Just so you know, you're getting a mark for each bar here. Okay, so each bar needs to look right. And I'll let you do this last one, and that is MTT4.